Some days in the garage are straightforward. Swap the tires, change the oil, easy wins. Today, I got two projects that should be simple enough, but if I get them wrong, could be a real nightmare. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install some heat shielding on the flex pipe on the exhaust. We're gonna use this special stuff right here, and it's gonna help keep the heat away from the transmission and other vital things. The second thing we're gonna do is we're going to top off the transmission. I think I finally figured out how exactly to do that with this custom dipstick. We're gonna do that. Hopefully we get that right, because we don't have the right fluid in there or the right level. We could really mess things up on this transmission. So the heat shielding needs to be measured and cut to fit that flex pipe specifically. And then it needs to be wrapped on there nice and tightly so it doesn't fall off while I'm driving. And so it stays nice and secure. If we get it wrong, then it's still gonna produce all that heat and heat up the transmission. And everybody knows heat is what kills the transmission usually. So earlier, the car was hot enough to cook an egg on that exhaust and transmission. So you gotta let that stuff cool off. You do not wanna work on exhaust or transmission when they're hot. It's dangerous for one thing, and it's also very uncomfortable. You also wanna make sure that your car is on jack stands if you're working underneath it, because we all know how dangerous that is. And get some good jack stands. All right, let's get started. So I went with this sheet right here because it's half mil thick, so it leaves it nice and pliable, but also nice and firm if you need to kind of keep it in one spot. You know, like you can bend it, you can kind of keep it like that, which is really nice. And I like to keep the kind of poked outside towards the place that I want to keep the heat away. So this side's more smooth, this side's more rough, like a cheese grater side. So I'm going to keep this side here towards the exhaust to keep the heat in there, because this is a flex unit and they make multiple kinds. So this one, you know, because of my naivete, it leaks exhaust a little bit. So what I'm going to do is we're going to wrap it and we're going to kind of bend it, and then we're going to, you know, zip tie it on with these metal zip ties, which I have right here, which will nicely secure it. Hopefully. We're going to see though. So let's go ahead and measure it. I think I got a little trick that's going to really help it. I wonder if I can use my scissors. Oh my gosh, you can. Now we have the length this way. So what I'm thinking is we bend back this lip like this, and then we bend back the other lip. Now that is so nice that you can cut that with just regular scissors. You don't even need tin snips if you don't have any. So, I mean, don't tell my wife though. There we go. All right, man, check it out. That's pretty wild. That is so nice now. That is gonna seal in that heat finally. All right, let's go put it in. One job down. I went ahead and did the hardest one first. The other one should be pretty easy. We'll see. Let's try it out. All right, so since I had the transmission pan off, I was able to measure this dipstick, because when you get these custom dipsticks, they don't really tell you exactly how much fluid is supposed to be in here. All they show is the hot and full, right? Which is right there. But you don't really know if it's accurate. So I checked it, and it's right. So now we have to fill it up with transmission fluid. And because it's so small, I had to make a funnel. So this is supposed to be great transmission fluid for my transmission. I have a 4L80E, and this works for a lot of different transmissions. Let's go ahead and add this, and then we'll see how much we need. So this transmission fluid, you can see it's clearly marked for what it's for. Dextron 6, Mercron, whatever that is, I don't know, Roman numerals enough, I can't remember. Dexamerc and CVT. So there's definitely some different types of transmission fluids. And then you just know which one goes in yours. And it tells you on the back on a lot of them. All right, let's check it again. All right, it's finally starting to show fluid. So now we have to get it fired up.
and then check it. I'll skip that part.
All right, so we wrapped the exhaust. We filled the transmission up properly. Tomorrow we're going to take it for a drive. Come back and you can see that too.
Hey, thanks for following the channel. Click like and follow. You get to see more stuff like this. The Chevelle's almost done. We'll move on to the next project.